What's going on, everybody? This is a segment from the Nerdgasm Talk podcast. If you like podcasts, well, why don't you come join us as the crew gets silly and Philly while we sit to talk about the latest in comics, games, movies, and all things pop culture. You guys can listen to our whole show on all the podcasts apps. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you guys get your podcasts from. And make sure you guys also support the channel by subscribing to the Nerd Coalition Studios. And for the gaming needs, make sure you subscribe to Nerd Coalition Level Up. This is the Nerd Coalition. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And now, feel the Nerdgasm. There's also another movie that you guys went out and want to go see, and that is Dungeons and Dragons. Now, I had no anticipation of going to see this because, number one, I'm not a big D&D player. And I once again, like this, when doing the Nerd Coalition, going to the comic book store, I see people playing D&D all the time. I'm gonna tell you something. D&D and Warhammer, I never understood. Never understood. And I mean, they be coming out with the pieces, building the whole board, stuff like that. I was like, I never understood Warhammer or Dungeons and Dragons. I never did. I'm not coming at those games. I just never. I learned a little bit about Monster before I learned about Dungeons and Dragons and D&D. So when they said they cut out a Dungeons and Dragons movie, there was nothing for me to say, let me get up and check that out. I know Swag said he wanted to check it out because he heard everything was good. And I heard things were good too. It got a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. And of course it's starring Chris Prime, Michelle Rodriguez, Regan Jean Page, the one who was from Bridgerton, I believe is from, yeah. So they got some names in here. Still didn't sell me. But I am glad that you went out there and saw the movie. And I was like, well, now I get to hear the review of how Dungeons and Dragons was, because you and your wife went to go out there and see it. So, did you enjoy it?
Let me tell you why I saw this movie.
Okay.
Because I love my wife.
Uh-oh. When we start like that.
My wife is a D&D fan. I played once or twice in my life. It's not for me. I'm lazy. Honest truth, I'm too lazy to put the work that D&D needs
in there.
So, but I do have some D&D knowledge, and this movie doesn't really use it.
Huh?
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Am I supposed to give away why things and specific reasons why I didn't like it, or you just want me to be vague?
You know what? Actually, because this is a D&D review, and I mean, people, look, if you guys don't want to hear some sex sports stuff like that, you don't have to watch this review. I'm not going to sit there and try to break this thing down into two sections. I'm just saying, so just go on with it, because here's the thing: nothing that you're going to tell me is going to make me jump to see this any faster. This is I'm home, I'll watch it on streaming type movie. That and the new Barbie that's coming out.
I'm gonna go see Barbie too. Guess what my wife's favorite toy is, but I digress.
Okay.
So, for people that play D&D, you know it's a role-playing game where you are the character and you pretty much are on a quest, and decisions are normally made by some type of rolling of a D20 for initiative and things of that nature.
Okay.
There's not one die in this whole movie.
Would there have been though?
And that's what. But even though there wasn't, shouldn't there have been some type of idea of something along those lines? Like, well, we could do this, or maybe this might not work. No. The main character of the movie is the bard. You know what a bard is? A guy that plays a guitar, or whatever the medieval word for guitar is. Sorry, I'm not there. My knowledge isn't there for that.
Oh, so he Rick Boogs.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much what the plot of this movie is, his wife passed, and they had a daughter, but he became a thief and got caught and got locked up. So all he wanted to do was to get out and go back and be a good father to his daughter.
Yeah.
And they explain why he became a thief, how he was a high-ranking military official before the thief. And long story short, he became a thief because he wasn't getting paid enough. Because he couldn't get a raise, he decided to steal. And he taught his daughter how to steal. And he gained a gang of friends, and they were all thieves together. And guess what? One of the thieves that was on his team lied to him. Shocker.
Because that's what thieves do.
There's a legit line in the movie. He says, "Why would you trust a con man?" And I'm like, facts.
Yes. Yes.
So he ended up getting locked up, him and Michelle Rodriguez, who you learn is pretty much his ride or die, his ace come boom. They not together. There's no romantic aspect between them. They're just really good friends. And she cares for the daughter she's been around for pretty much that child's entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So they're traveling, and they have another friend that does magic, but he's not a wizard. He's just bad at magic. They they try to explain what he is. He's somebody with wizarding ability but bad ability, and it becomes a big mini quest that he must get this all-powerful helmet. And then at one point they finally get the all-powerful helmet, and he can't use it. So what was the point of him getting it? And I don't mean this as a redeeming quality, like later he learns how to use the helmet to help him in the greatest time of need. No, he just has it for nothing, and it's a MacGuffin. After a while, they just throw it out like, oh well. Continue to the story. March on. What is the point there? Then the big, cute man from Brigington who was supposed to be all hot and the hero and save everybody, and they come across him, and can we get our help to help you on this quest to stop the bad guy and this, that, and the third? And he goes, no.
Oh, I thought you about to say he died. I'm about to say I'm over it.
No. And then it's like, oh, well, maybe he'll show up later and come up. No, he's gone. That's it. He's out the movie. So it's a movie. I keep trying to build you the highs and pure downfalls. So you get to the point that they have to fight the big villain that has been around the entire movie and was on his team
the whole time. Oh God!
And he knew about it. Just maybe you won't trade on me because we knew each other. No, I've been the villain the whole time. What's wrong with you? And they tried to defeat him, and they win by luck.
But
if you want to remember anything, in their time of need, they rolled 20.
So how did your wife like the movie?
She ain't like it.
Okay, I'm about to say, as a Dungeons & Dragons fan, how did she end up enjoying it?
What she told me, she was like, I get the idea of where they was going for, and it's kind of true in Dungeons & Dragons. You can't just do the main quest. You have to do all these side quests for you to get to your main goal. I get that.
Looks like Arkham Knight.
Right. But normally, these side quests help you towards your main goal. Like you said, Arkham Knight, I beefed up that grappling gun because I darn sure needed it in the end.
Yeah.
Can you imagine putting all that work into the grappling gun to go back to the main story and it resets the basic?
Ooh.
That's what the movie does. It just keeps resetting the basic. Why am I going through all these trials and stuff and there is so much forced comedy. Like, I swear, like, at points they look at the screen. Did anybody laugh? No? Okay, back to the story. Like,
oh my God, that would bother me.
The best scene in the whole movie is this young female dwarfin friend that they have.
Yeah.
And she pretty much is a shapeshifter. And she has one cool scene when she's running through the town as different animals. Now, you would think somebody that's a shapeshifter that turns into all these crazy animals, you think eventually she'd be a very powerful bear or maybe a lion. Hey, we're in medieval times. Can I get a dragon? What's up with a griffin? Nope. Her biggest, baddest animal is an owl. Now let me try to bring you back in.
Goodness.
She calls it the owl bear. Because it's imagine a bear with feathers and an owl head. Now, yes, this is her big bet. Now, if you think this is the animal that helps them win the day, it's not. Once again, the movie keeps building up for letdowns. I was disappointed. Yeah, I meant that as I said it. I was disappointed.
I was disappointed. My good, he brought back the slave talk. I was disappointed. My goodness. Okay. Well, like I said, this just furthers me saying this is why I'm gonna go to watch on streaming services, right? So, where do you rank?
Man. Don't watch on streaming. So wait for this show to come on TNT, which it will. And we'll play 3 times in a row on a Saturday.
Oh, so I gotta watch that with. Okay, well, we'll check it out. But however, so where do you rank like in our grading scale? What's your grade for this movie?
I wouldn't pay my worst enemy to see this. Can I have my money back? Give me a refund, please.
Rub me the refund. Wow, this is. I did not think it was gonna be that bad for you.
And you know what? If anyone can help sell me on this movie, please, because I tried. I was sitting there. I was, sitting with the popcorn and paying attention. Yeah, I play D&D. I love board games. I play board games every week.
Yeah.
This is not it. Watch you know what? We was good with the other Dungeons and Dragons movie. Yes, the one with Marlon Wayans. So let's just stay there.
Well, I remember they had an old Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Yes.
And was this the one that came out in 2000?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, why was that a thing? Oh, what?
And you know what, man? Maybe it's just the type of ideas. Certain things don't travel well to the big screen.
This movie too. Good lord.
Yeah, certain things don't travel well to the big screen. Like Spy Hunter.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like I get it. You can have a certain following somewhere, but it doesn't travel well to other mediums. Look, I still have all the respect in the world for Dungeons and Dragons. It's a beautiful game. It's obviously been out forever. I have many friends that play it. And heck, at some point, maybe I'll try play it again when I'm not lazy. But this movie does not do that game justice. And I would not recommend it.
Oh, wow. That is, because that's funny because everywhere they're ranking this as the best Dungeons and Dragons movie that out of all the ones that they ever made. They're saying this one is the best one they made. It's a first-rate comedy. It's better than it has any right to be. I'm like, just hearing all the news of what everybody's saying compared to what you're saying, I'm just like, talk about a seesaw. Talk about a seesaw. I'm just like, look, film is subjective, everybody. If he didn't like, if Quattro didn't like it, he didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Film is subjective. I haven't seen it to even have an opinion about it, but I never had no intention of seeing it in the first place because I don't play Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not a Dungeons and Dragons person. It's kind of like, did they try to make a Warhammer movie?
Yes, they did try to make a Warhammer movie at one point. And I think it come out, but I don't never remember hearing anything about it.
Yeah, and even if it did or I can't remember, I wasn't going to go see that because I wasn't going to play that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how it is. But wow, guys, y'all can post down how y'all felt about Dungeons and Dragons. In the comments, how'd you guys like it? If y'all feel as though he's wrong or not, I can't argue with you. But I was saying, but that was as soon as you say he didn't like, was that a double feature with Mario or that was just y'all would?
No, that was 2 different weeks. We saw Mario the first week. We saw Mario opening day, and we saw Dungeons and Dragons the next week.